Hey Rangers, welcome back to another video. Today I really wanted to talk about Power Rangers issue 3 or Mighty Morphin, or for some strange reason Power Rangers issue 60, depending on which one that you want to talk about. Now, first of all, I am not liking the storyline for this, well, mainly because of one character, and that's Zordon. I feel that in this, Zordon wants to be this major person that controls everything. No one is allowed to help save the Earth. No one is allowed to go against him, otherwise he will lash out. And I don't know if this is following the previous thing in like one of the other issues where Zordon, he comes from a different time, a different thing. He's a different Zordon than what we've had, because I remember in one of the other issues, Zordon passing away and so forth. This Zordon has taken the role, so he becomes Zordon, and thus therefore it's slowly changing everything up. And I really don't like this. Now, I could understand that Draken leaving, that was a big thing. Like, people, his first Rangers taking Draken without his consent or talking about it. But if it's not his way, that's it. It is literally, I hate you, so I will make sure I do it. Now, the only reason why I was starting to get annoyed with this is because the Grace has the dragon coin, which is that Billy has given, and obviously Billy thought it, so maybe he was tricked, or maybe it's a bit But Zordon goes to Grace and he's like, return that coin to me now. And Grace is like, well, I need to use this. We've got the same agenda, we've got the same issues. We will do it. We'll work together. After this, we'll talk about it. And Zordon goes, no, if you don't return it, I will send my Power Rangers in and we'll take it by force. And I'm like, this wouldn't be Zordon. Now, I know the comics and the TV series are completely different, but I feel like this isn't the Zordon that we know. This is an evil version of Zordon, where Zordon doesn't care. He wants it to keep it his way. It's his way or the highway, which to me, I'm not a big fan of. I read this and I wanted to stop reading because of it. Maybe it's because of the writing. Maybe Zordon wants to come out and he wants to only have his Rangers have the power, no one else, and he doesn't like that. Fair enough, I can understand that a tiny bit, but I feel like this shouldn't be the main case. I think that Zordon should work together, because I feel like he wants to cut everybody out. You're not allowed to have the power, only I am. No one can do this, and if you do, and if you go against me, I will destroy you. I will send in the Rangers and they will do what I say. And I feel like this isn't the way that Zordon has taught all the way through the years, from when we've known him in the TV series, as well as from the day one in the comic books, since we kind of know. And this does really kind of put me off. Now, also Zordon's backstory, I don't care about that. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of reading about what Zordon was, this kind-hearted person. That's fine, he's kind-hearted, but I feel like it's taking away. You last left off in issue 2 of Mighty Morphin with the Rangers fighting super putties, these chaos confused putties. I wanted to see that. I wanted to see more of that first. I didn't care about a backstory or knowing a little about Zordon. Maybe have that a spin-off, have that something different, like one of those big books that we had with the Time Force, as well as Soul of the Dragon, as well as anything else that we've had previously. I feel like that could have been a standalone, or get this all out of the way so you have Mighty Morphin issue 1 and have Zordon's story all the way through, so we don't really need much about it. So I found most of this really interesting, because I like the fight that happened. The Rangers were losing. Adam gets taken over by chaos particles, that the Putty Prime has attacked him. So now Adam thinks that the Rangers are the monsters, but you'd kind of think that you'd slow down rather than attack. Be like, hang on a minute, I don't see my friends here, so why am I on my own? So that sort of story I didn't kind of like. Also, Aisha being very kind of I don't know if it's because she's new in this and she's holding back, but it's like she wants to throw Billy to the wolves. Now, we saw this previously when Aisha went on against Kimberly, saying oh, I know Billy's done this, I know Billy's done that. But it feels like Aisha wants everyone to be like, bye Billy, get him out of the Power Rangers, let's replace him with someone else. And it's like, oh, if you don't tell them, I will. And it feels like she's not listening to Billy, and Billy in this had to be like, hey, no, hang on. I need to speak to him myself. And it feels like Aisha's forcing him, like, you go speak to him now. Even when Billy has turned around and said, hey, I've not been able to speak about this. I've not been able to breach the subject with with Zordon, sorry. And this is a thing that's constantly going on. I feel like the characters in the comic books are completely different from what we know. You know, I think the only person that I can really say has pretty much stayed the same is maybe Kimberly, maybe Billy a little bit, but it just feels like everything is completely taken out of character. It's the characters that we don't know. Like, again, different universe, that's fine, but it really puts me off these characters, like Aisha turning around going like, oh, if you don't tell him, I will. And Billy's like, no, this is my thing that I need to talk about. She's like, I'm gonna go tell him anyway. It's like, hold on. You know, in the series, we know that if this happened, Billy would say, please don't say anything until I come back, and then he would do it. It's all because I think she doesn't trust him straight away, which again is fair for what he's done, because Billy gave Grace the dragon coin, but he was able to kind of figure out how to recharge it. I also kind of think Rocky is this sort of character again where he is the silly one. He's meant to be the comic relief, etc, etc. So again, which isn't thing, it feels like all these characters are different, and I think that if you're portraying the characters that we've grown up with, then it would be completely different. Like, we've got to figure out why we like them so much still. You know, are the skills transferable, or are these completely different characters just using the same likeness as well as the same name? Now, this issue does hold a lot of things. You find out that, you know, soon you're going to find out who the Green Ranger is. We all know it's Matt anyway. Thanks for people for sharing that out. So, god damn it. We've seen like Lord Zed become more evil, have more chaos energy to send to the putties. The putties are taking over. Everything is being on a rampage. And that's fine. Like, some of the story is interesting. Like, we see now Candace, I think it's Candace or something, where she's becoming a thing with Bulk and Skull. I like that. I like their more interaction, because it feels like they've changed a bit as well, but not as dramatic as what it is. So there are things in this comic that I do like. The story is kind of solid. There's only kind of main three plots: Zordon's backstory, the Z putties or super putties versus the Rangers, and then obviously kind of Bulk and Skull. And then at the very end, you've got the Thunder Megazord as well as the Tiger Zord in like warrior mode, something like that. So you have all these things, and it kind of leaves off fighting. Now, my only issue, as I've said for this entire video, is the characters. That's pretty much it. The characters to me are completely different, and that's what I don't particularly like. I do like the fact that we had more bit of a fight scene. That was fine. That was perfect to me, and I really enjoyed that more than anything. I kind of want to see it from issue 4. That's what I kind of want to see next. I want to see more kind of resolve. I do want Billy to talk about the dragon coin, but to me, I feel like this doesn't need to be a main plot. I want them to fight the putties, fight the monsters, and then kind of move on to it. And I kind of wish they wouldn't show Zordon's story. I wish they could save that for later, or have already run through this. But yeah, I am going to leave it there. It's not a bad issue for what it is. I just feel like it could be better in my eyes. I think it could be 10 times better on multiple things. But yeah, let me know what you think about this story. Are you invested in this? Do you like it, or are you going to skip it? Let me know down below in the comments. And if you like this sort of video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as a cheeky notification bell to be notified when more videos drop. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.